Hey, there have been some questions about how this thing was put together. And right now, I'm trying to do the clutch on it, so I lifted the engine up off to the side and took the clutch out, and the bearings were bad and stuff, and the clutch was worn, not a whole bad way, but definitely worth replacing. Anyway, while I was in there, I decided it would be best to take off the flywheels. Yes, flywheels plural. This is the Yanmar flywheel, and you can see it's quite thick, pretty heavy. It weighs about twice what the Festiva flywheel weighs. And these two guys, when this car was originally put together, these were just bolted together, and this bolt hole pattern right here, I believe, is just hand laid out, punched, and drilled on a drill press. It's not all that precise. That's one problem. And another problem is that these surfaces, they don't meet when these two are on top of each other. It's just this outer ring that has contact along here. So really these bolts that held it all together were applying force across this whole distance here, and really was not that effective for keeping everything together. And I suspect at some point it got thrown out of balance. When it was put together, it was used, dial gauge was used to get everything lined up, but yeah, it's just not a reliable setup. Then of course the other thing is that all that together and the clutch disc and the pressure plate is a pretty heavy set of stuff for that little engine to spin. So what I'm going to try to do, is to machine or get this flywheel machined, take off a lot of this meat here, and make a little boss for this. There's actually a machined edge right along this inside diameter, and is also along the flat in-plane part of the flywheel here. So if I can get that done, take off a lot of meat, get these located up a little better, maybe use some other set of bolt holes rather than these guys here, things should probably work a little better and a little more smoothly in the future. So I can't blame the guy who put this together for doing that in the interest of time and expense, not really knowing if it was going to work at all. But now that I know that it has definitely has some potential, I'm going to go in here and improve this a little bit. You got to meet the requirements of the crankshaft and the starter gear for the diesel engine. You've got to meet all the requirements for the pilot bearing and the clutch surface and the bolt patterns for the pressure plate and all that, so the clutch housing. So that's where I'm at. I haven't had this going for a while. It's been kind of laid up until I can get this done. It's really kind of been undrivable with the clutch the way it was, so I finally tore into it. Got my Harbor Freight shop crane here, which has worked really well. And just a matter of finding a machinist who can help me do this work. If I had the machines, I could do it myself, but just can't do that right now. Anyway, hope this update is interesting to people, and please comment on my videos and rate them, share them. Thanks.